Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about the new topic, that is mycorrhizae. Its definition. In that we discuss about the definition, structure, types and advantages of mycorrhizae. So first we discuss about the introduction about mycorrhizae and the definition of mycorrhizae. First, the mycorrhizae, that term was coined by the scientist Frank in 1885. That means mycorrhiza means the myco means fungi and rhiza means roots. There is a symbiotic association between the fungus and the roots of higher plants. That means on the roots of higher plants that fungi will attach. So this is beneficial fungi. So there is a symbiotic association between the fungi and roots of higher plants. That means on the roots of higher plants like pines, alpines or the forest trees, the roots of forest trees, that fungi is closely associated. So this is about the brief introduction of mycorrhizae. Next we discuss one by one the types of mycorrhizae. So types of mycorrhizae, in that we discuss the ectomycorrhizae and endomycorrhizae. So the name itself indicates the ecto means what? On the external surface of the roots. Ecto means external, myco means fungi and rhiza means roots. That means that fungi that grow on the external surface of the roots is called as an ectomycorrhizae, and endomycorrhizae, that means what? On the internal part of the roots that fungi will penetrate or enters, and the growth of such a fungus is takes place. So it is endomycorrhizae. So again we discuss in detail the ectomycorrhizae, that the fungus that completely encloses each feeder rootlets in sheath or mantle and hyperpenetrate only intercellularly in the root cortex and forming hurting net. That means what? Here if you see the clear cut image of that. So here what happens here, this is about your ectomycorrhizal association or ectomycorrhizal fungi. Here what happens, that fungi can attach or fungi will be grow on the external part of the roots. This is an external part of the roots, and due to that what happens here, sometime that fungi enters inside the roots, but they grow intercellularly. Intercellularly means what? Whatever the cells is present, in between the cells the growth of such a fungus is takes place in between the cells. Suppose that one first cell, this is your second cells. So in between that two cells there is a growth of such a fungus is takes place. So in case of ectomycorrhizal fungi, what happens, the fungi grow externally on the root surface, or sometime some fungi they enters inside the root but they grow intercellularly, that means in between the cells. That fungus cannot penetrate intracellularly. So this is called as an ectomycorrhizal fungi. So when they are grow in between the cells, so they form a hurting net type of symptoms. That means a net like symptoms is observed when they grow, or when such a fungus grow in between the cells. The net like structure is observed here. ओके, जाळीसारखं स्ट्रक्चर एक तयार होतं ज्यावेळेस ह्या दोन सेलच्या मध्ये या फंगसची ग्रोथ होती, त्याला म्हणतो आपण हर्टिंग नेट टाइप ऑफ सिम्पटम्स. सो द क्वेश्चन विल आस्क इन एक्झामिनेशन, हर्टिंग नेट टाइप ऑफ सिम्पटम इज ऑब्झर्व्ड इन केस ऑफ डॅश डॅश. that is in case of ectomycorrhizal fungi or ectomycorrhizal association, hurting net type of symptom is observed. So this is about the first one, ectomycorrhizae, and that ectomycorrhizae is observed in the roots of different forest trees. For example, the roots of abies, roots of ulmus, roots of casuarina, these are the forest trees, and on the roots of forest trees there is a close association of that ectomycorrhizae. The next one is endomycorrhizae. So endomycorrhizae, that means what? in case of endomycorrhizae, the hypa or mycelium that penetrate means enters the cortical cells intracellularly. There is no formation of sheath or hurting net of symptoms. Okay, so here again we see the picture, this picture that is called as an endomycorrhizae. Here the fungus they enters inside the roots. Fungus they enters inside the roots and they grow intracellularly. Intra means inside the cells. They grow intracellularly, and when they grow intracellularly, so what happens? Sometimes that fungus produces a ball-like structure inside the cells of roots. So that spherical structure is nothing but the vesicles. That fungus or endomycorrhiza produces the spherical structure inside the cells of roots. So or inside the cortical cells. That cells is nothing but the cortical cells. So that spherical cells is called as an vesicles. And sometimes they produces the branching structure, just like in here the branching structure is produces by the endomycorrhizae. That branching structure is called as an the arbuscules. So what is the function of that vesicles and arbuscules? So vesicle and arbuscule, these are the part of endomycorrhizal fungus. So arbuscule, what is the function of arbuscule? That arbuscules they grow and after growing they search the water and micronutrient from the soil. They grow the water and micronutrient from the soil, and due to that what happens here, they absorb the water and micronutrient from the soil, and again they absorb and they directly provide to the roots of the plants. So this is called as an arbuscules. So arbuscule is nothing but the absorbing organ. They absorb the water and micronutrient from the soil. And then what is meant by vesicles? Vesicles is nothing but the spherical cells in which whatever the water is absorbed by the arbuscules, so that water is stored in the vesicles, and when plant is required, so that water is provided through the cells to the plants. Okay, so the vesicle is nothing but the storage organ or water storage organ, and arbuscule is nothing but the arbuscule is nothing but the absorbing organ. Okay, so togetherly it is called as an VAM. Togetherly it is called as an VAM. So VAM is nothing but vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. Vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. This is a characteristic feature of endomycorrhizae. So vesicular means what? The vesicles, that is storage organ. Arbuscular means what? The absorbing organ. It absorbs the water and moisture or nutrient from the soil, and mycorrhiza means the fungus. Okay, so VAM is nothing but the vesicular, that is vesicle, arbuscular, that is arbuscule, mycorrhiza. Vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. So this is a characteristics of endomycorrhizae. So what is the characteristic of ectomycorrhizae? That is the formation of hurting net type of symptoms, and in case of endomycorrhizae there is a formation of VAM, that is vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. So this is a proper structure of that, or the diagram of ecto and endomycorrhizal fungus. Then regarding the structure, as we know that here the structure, here ectomycorrhiza is seen. Ectomycorrhiza that will be grow on the outer surface of the roots, here ectomycorrhizae, and here the endomycorrhizae. Here the endomycorrhizae, that means the fungi that penetrate inside the roots, or they enters inside the roots. It is called as an endomycorrhizae. So they having different types, or that endomycorrhizae having the 4 different types. Okay, so let us see one by one. That is arbutoid ecto, or here the let us see one by one. That endomycorrhizae having 4 types. First one is orchidaceous, or that mycorrhiza is observed in orchid crops. Then ericaceous, it is observed in case of the erica species, that is forest trees is there. So that fungus is associated with the erica species. Then arbutoid, So arbuated mycorrhiza, it is observed in case of arbutus. It is a forest trees, and vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza is also observed on the different roots of the forest trees. So that endomycorrhizae, they having the four types, that is orchidaceous, ericaceous, arbutoid, and vesicular mycorrhizae. So this is about the structure of ecto and endomycorrhizae. So as we know that the vesicular arbuscular, near about 80% of the cultivated crops, they form the VAM, that we already discussed. They form these special structures like vesicles, that is the storehouse of nutrient. They store the water, nutrients, micronutrient, and arbuscular is nothing but it is an absorbing organ. They absorb the nutrient water from the soil. So this is very important. Then next we discuss about the advantages or the benefit of the mycorrhizae. First one, it improve the uptake of phosphorus and micronutrients like copper, zinc, manganese, and sulfur. So sometime in examination, the question will be asked, which nutrient is mostly absorbed by the mycorrhizae? So which one? The phosphorus. That is mycorrhizae mostly they absorb the phosphorus among all the micronutrient. The next, it confer the resistance to the roots, colonization and antibiosis. That means it provides the resistance ability to the roots, or less, there is a less attack when there is an mycorrhizal association with the roots. So most of the harmful microorganism they do not attack on the roots, because during the growth of mycorrhiza it secretes some antibiotics or metabolites. Due to that, most of the harmful pathogen they do not infect the roots. Then it increases the yield by improving the uptake. That means more and more nutrient is absorbed and more water is absorbed from the soil and make available to the plants. So increase the yield. It improves the water uptake, stress tolerance. Then mycorrhizal plants have elevated level of cytokinin and chlorophyll. So due to the cytokinin and chlorophyll, what happens? The fast growth of that plant is takes place. Then it produces more vigorous and healthy plants. Simple. The next, it increases plant establishment and survival at seedling and transplanting stage, because most of the nutrient and water is required at seedling and transplanting, mostly at the seedling stage or at the transplanting stage. So at that time, if there is a more absorption of water and minerals, so what happens here? Plant is more or fast growth of the plant is takes place, and in that way plant established in better way. Then as we discussed earlier, it increase yield and crop quality. That in drought condition, even though there is a drought condition or scarcity of water, so in such a condition that mycorrhiza absorb the water, where water and minerals from the deep zone of the soil. Then it enhance the flowering and fruiting, that is it enhance or it maximize the flowering and fruiting. Then it optimize the fertilizer use and especially the phosphorus. That means as we already discussed earlier that mycorrhiza absorb more quantity of phosphorus, so the requirement of phosphorus is less to that crop. Then it improve the nutrient and water uptake as we already discussed. Then it lessen the irrigation necessities, that means it requires the less water. Those crop is associated with the mycorrhiza, it requires less water. Then it decreases the want of fertilizer, improve drought resistance as we discussed earlier. Then it improve the pathogen resistance, because during the growth of mycorrhiza along with the roots, so it secretes the metabolites and antibiotics, and due to the presence of metabolites and antibiotics by the mycorrhiza, that harmful pathogen cannot attack to the roots. That it improves the stress tolerance and plant health. Then the greater transplanting success, that means more and more colonization of the roots with the mycorrhiza is there, so there is a greater transplanting success. So these all are the advantages of mycorrhizae. So in that topic we already discussed about the definition, structure, types of mycorrhizae and the advantages of mycorrhizae. So if you have any difficulty, so you can ask me. Thank you.